So Tanya, I'm so excited that you got a job. Yay. I'm so happy for you, to celebrate you. It's amazing. And it happened so quickly. When I'm like trying to pull up when you had your career clarity call, because that was super fast, no?
Yes. So I had my call with you, I think the first week of July, and I got the job like within 3 weeks.
Oh my gosh. And what do you feel like? How do you feel like that even came to be?
Definitely a huge portion of it was due to you guys, because when I came to this program, I was lost. I was all over the place. I didn't have a focus. I didn't know what I was doing. I couldn't get past the AI for job interviews, and all I got were rejections, and it was a little frustrated. So when I came to you guys, I wasn't sure what to expect, right? And the call with you helped so much because you asked those pointed questions and you focused me. And I was able to get my priorities listed. And then I went on Chat GPT, and the whole world opened up. That was Pandora's box. I had no idea that all these companies were out there and all these jobs were available, and it's just so exciting. And I spent a lot of time researching and online and reaching out and just prioritizing. And I even got a couple other calls on jobs too, which was kind of exciting, but they weren't like, one of them was good financially wise, but it wasn't good the rest of the time. It wasn't like that great of a job. And another one was okay, but it didn't click. This one just clicked, and it was exciting. So that's where I'm at right now. Like I told you, I'm going through a background because it requires a clearance and so on and so forth. But I hope to start in September.
Oh my gosh, amazing.
Yeah.
So that happened super fast. So you had your career clarity call, and in 3 weeks, you got an offer. You had a couple offers, but the one that felt the most aligned was this one, which is super exciting. And I know we went through your career clarity call, like trying to figure out, and share like what you were doing before versus the role that you're going to be going into now.
So I was in law enforcement for 25 years. I'm retired. And that's what I know. Like if you're in law enforcement, it's not a job, it's who you are. It's part of you. So I kind of wanted to stay in that realm a little bit, but I was done on the street. I don't want to be on the street. I want to kind of be behind the scenes and that sort of thing. So I started looking with your direction into investigations and intelligence, and I'm trying to think some of the other terms that I actually use. I have a whole notebook, by the way, of terms and jobs and what they had and my priorities and my goals and that sort of thing. Research, I looked into that for a while. And here's a funny side note. So my first initial call with you, you told me before we talked, put all my parameters aside and just put down what I love and see if I could find a job like with that. And I went off the deep end on that and completely followed your advice. And I came up with like, I remember we were talking about it. I was even laughing at myself because it sounded so just out there, but wild animal, investigations and refuge and that sort of thing. As it turns out, as I'm doing my research, I have a friend that owns a company that does that. I worked with them all time ago when I first came on my job in law enforcement. I haven't reached out to him yet because this one kind of came along, but that's in my back pocket because that's what he does. And lo and behold, I had no idea that those jobs even existed. So anyways, to answer your question, law enforcement kind of staying in that realm, but more behind the scenes, not on the street anymore. Because obviously I want to travel and I want to move around and I don't want to be tied down to a desk anymore.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And so it sounds like the part where you were thinking about joining the program was, okay, there's just so many avenues to go, whether it is the application process, getting it through past the AI, past, being accepted versus like, what is the route that I go down versus I have 25 years of experience in what I've been doing and like the vision of what you had for yourself to be able to travel. And so it sounds like you had a really great shift from career clarity. I'm so glad you really took it and ran with it. Like, I think that's the big thing to like bold, underline, like circle is that like you were given the assignment, but you ran with it like so hard and so much so. And it seems like you really prioritize your time. I'm kind of curious, like how much time do you feel like you committed in the course of like those 3 weeks?
I wrote down to myself, I'm going to give myself an hour 3 times a week, like in the morning. Quiet.
Yeah.
So on. Well, my hour would turn into 2 hours and then I'd come back to it at night and I'd go a couple hours. So it's kind of hard to like quantify exactly. I spent a lot of time, but it was enjoyable to me and I like research and obviously it's a huge investment in myself. So I spent a lot of hours, so I'll give it that.
Yeah, it sounds like it. So if you were like originally 3 hours a week, ended up being like maybe 2 hours in the morning, those 3 days, plus some hours in the evening, like you could have been doing anywhere from like who knows, like 4 to 5 hours a day.
Yes,
Multiply that by 3. So it's could be up to like 15 hours a week.
at least. And then on the weekends, if I was, sometimes I'd be sitting there watching TV or, hanging out, watching a game or something. And I'd just be playing on LinkedIn, or I'd be looking and sorting. And
so you dove in deep for those 3 weeks, which then resulted into getting a couple opportunities that came up. And so I'm curious, for the ones that did come up, were they from cold applications online, or were they from referrals, or were they a mix?
it was all cold applications online.
Wow. 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 And then you had your resume rewritten with Adam also.
I have not done that yet. So
Wow.
right. So that is one thing that I still want to do. And I am ready
Yeah.
to have all my, everything that's necessary that I need to tag you and then move forward with him just to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. 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 Okay. So like really having clarity on what it is that you're going after, fully committing to, and then going after it and applying. So that's awesome. What would you say would be outside, I guess for you, it may be career clarity, but was there anything else that was super helpful in the program, or was like a big shift for you?
Being able to go back and look at the modules on my time was huge. And sometimes, I would fast forward through parts of it if it wasn't, as applicable to me, or I would, take notes if it really was applicable. That was huge for me, being able to look at that. Also having you in the background, being able to, hit you up there, or if I needed you, just the support system, knowing that you guys are there for me was huge. I didn't feel like I was out there floundering on my own anymore.
I love that. So then if somebody's thinking about joining, but they're not sure yet, is there anything you would say to them?
Well, a couple of things. Listen, you have to invest in yourself. If you're not going to put the time in this, don't do it, because it doesn't happen like magic, right? You have to invest. You have to put the time. I also would highly recommend being organized and having a notebook totally dedicated to this, and just write down your thoughts. That first call, I can't stress how important that first call with you was when you said, eliminate the parameters, just put down what you want to do. I'd never done that before. I never even thought of that before. And that was huge. So yeah, just don't give up, be patient, expect rejections, because with those couple of calls that I got a lot of rejections too. So yeah, but go for it. Highly recommend it.
Yay, amazing. And then if you had to sum up your experience, what would it be?
Absolutely almost surreal, because it happens so fast, and just so exciting. And the energy level was amazing. So I'm just 2 thumbs up all the way around.
Yay. Amazing. So now with this new role and flexibility and freedom, what do you want to do with it?
Everything. So because my career for so long, I spent commuting. Traffic where I live is horrendous. And then obviously in law enforcement, we spend a lot of time in our vehicles anyways. I'm so excited just to be able to do this wherever I want to without commuting and cars, and just the freedom. If I want to play outside, if I want to work outside, I can, and just the mobility, the flexibility.
Yay, amazing. Well, thank you so much, Tanya. I'm so excited for you, and I can't wait for so much more that I know is going to come. And I also love that you discovered the thing about your friend and that they do that. That's so funny. So that's what happens when you take the guardrails off.
Yeah,
the opportunities start to pop up. So I'm so jazzed for you. It's awesome.
But thank you guys. Couldn't have done it without all you guys. So thank you.